Hello YouTube, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. Today what we're going to do is camouflage a rifle with the Krylon method. So let's get to it. Alright, what happened first is my buddy went ahead and wiped this whole rifle down with alcohol and probably paper towels to get all the residual oil and grease off of it. We went ahead and put some tape by the trigger, the holes in the trigger, and we put some here in the magazine well so we don't have too much paint getting up in there. We're going to take a earplug, foam earplug, roll it up, and just stick it down in here just to keep gunk out of the muzzle. Alright, we got a bunch of different kinds of foliage. We got some weeds and some tree branches and some spruce. And we have a little piece of netting here that we're actually going to play with. I've never used netting before, but my bud wants to try it, so we're going to do that. But the first thing we're going to do is spray paint a couple big swaths on the rifle. So we'll just start with tan. Make sure your cans are shaken up well. There you go, Rust-Oleum camouflage. And we do one side at a time. So we'll just spray this. This is just flat paint. You know, I guess I could have painted tan and two stripes all the way down and then come back to this. All right, so we'll do this. I don't paint the actual butt pad because it's going to come off anyway. All right, I'll let that dry a little bit. Want to do the net first? Sure. Need a fan.
Something to dry it with? There we go.
Just because if we lay it on when we don't really want to lay it on while it's too wet. We don't want to lay the camouflage on while it's wet, or it'll just take off the layer that's underneath. Might be a little bit too close. It's making the paint dry. Now actually, and for all practical purposes, this rifle's camouflaged now. The long dark shape of it's already broken up and it'll work at a distance, but this is just to make it cool. So I'm going to put this on here. Let's try it this way. Now the trick when you put your other layers of paint on is not to do it too heavily. And so since we have tan on the end of the barrel, we're going to use the darker paint. Make sure that's dark. It is. Let me put this down. Now what we're gonna do is lay our first layer of green stuff down. And there's really no rhyme or reason to it. We're just gonna lay some stuff on here. Actually, I like these. These are cool. There, and we'll lay some of this. Okay, now we just do the same thing again over here. Make sure this is dark. It is. I think it's thick. Sometimes you have to hold it down so it doesn't blow away. Wherever you have dark underneath, you change the color on the top. Okay, now without moving any of that away, I know I did some on the, I moved some off of the pistol grip. That's no big deal. Now we lay some more foliage right on top of what you already did. Just lay it on there. All right, and now we just paint again. That's looking a little light, so we'll hit it with some dark up here. Some light. Dark. And we'll put some more on. This is where we're going to do the black. We don't want too much black on the gun, and so we got to be careful about that. Actually, we'll use this stuff in green. I don't really like black. Let that set up just for a second, and then we're ready for the reveal. And if we hate it, we can do it again. So just take this off. All right, what do you think?
Looks great.
I think so too.
See? This looks cool.
It does. All right, so that's the first side. I'm just gonna pick that getting all nasty. And now all we do, oh, you know what? You might want to hit it with that dryer before I flip it over. Move all this over here. just do it again. So we will take what color, whatever color this is. You know, some people say, oh, I wouldn't want to paint my rifle, or, oh, we got to do it just perfect or it won't look nice. Hey, we're just camouflaging it. Like I said, right about now, this rifle is camouflaged, all right? It's effectively camouflaged at this point. The rest of it is just us goofing around and trying to make it look cool, but that really is not that necessary. For it to be effective, Airman! Let's put some hot air on this thing. You don't have to do this part, it just speeds it up. I usually paint my rifles outside and it's windy, and this just happens all by itself, but this is just speeding up the process for the film more than anything. All right, and just to go over the concept one more time, what we're going to do is we're going to lay stuff on top of this, right? We've painted it in stripes. We're going to lay stuff on top of this, and then we're going to paint this chunk tan, this chunk a darker green, this chunk tan, this chunk a darker green, and so on, and do the opposite. And so whatever we lay on there is going to, whatever I lay on here is going to show up as tan when we're done, and vice versa. So I really like these little leaves right here. I think they look cool. They have a good effect. Put those on there. Put the net on. Our ghillie net. This net, it's very special. You have to look high and wide. What, a potato net? Potato bags?
I think it's oranges.
Oh, oranges. So, but it works, and it looks pretty good on the other side. Put it on there. That. Okay. And throw some of this here. You don't put too much green stuff on for your first layer, or you won't get a 3D effect. Just kind of do it like that. And I'll go ahead and throw an oak leaf on here too. All right. Now, this is dark, so we're going to do it tan, which is this one. Remember, don't get too close to it. And then we'll go dark. And that one. And we'll go tan. Dark. Sometimes you gotta hold them down. That one didn't turn out so good. We're going to do that one again. Okay, now we lay more stuff on top of that. And it really doesn't matter how you do it. You just want to cover up more of whatever it is you are painting. Because this is, it gives it kind of a three-dimensional effect. All right, oh, something over the muzzle. There. All right. More stuff on. Nope, wrong color. Wait a second, let it set up a little bit, and then, whoop. I like the handle. What do you think?
Looks great.
All right, that's how this side turned out. Looks pretty good. Again, you want to pick the colors that blend in your area. I like having my weapons turn out lighter rather than darker. It's easier to camouflage a lighter weapon than a darker one. And it just seems for me to blend in better. And what we're going to do now is some magazines, but basically it's the same thing. So basically we're just going to paint them to match. We'll start with a darker color. Now we'll start with a lighter color, because I like lighter colors. What is this stuff, just tape?
Mm-hmm. It's like super rubberized 500-mile-an-hour tape that I now can't find anywhere. Don't remember where I got it.
This isn't rocket science, YouTube. It's just breaking up the color of the shape. Just getting the front edges.
If we paint the black followers in those green, will it make them better?
It'll make them better, that's right. People think your rifle's cooler. Let that set up a little bit. If you spray paint on top of wet paint, it kind of all bubbles and gets nasty, so you have to let it set up a little bit. Oh, we didn't paint the flashlight, did we?
Not yet.
Well, let's do that. Let's. Did you tape it all off?
Mm-hmm.
All right, taped off this really cool flashlight so we don't ruin it, and the mount. And we're here. We might as well paint it too. When I'm doing things like optics and stuff like that, I err on the side of less paint than more. That's just a mount. Is that taped good? Are you confident?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a big black circle looking at somebody. All right. Now you know the deal, right? It's the same thing. Lay some foliage down. Actually, you know what? This is where we'll get cool with it. We're actually getting fancier with your magazines with mine. I just painted mine about like this and called it good. But we're making a video, so we'll make it look nice. All right. You know, I could have made this easier on myself by keeping the colors, wrong color. Keeping the colors consistent. Ah. I think this is not going to turn out as good as I thought it was. All right. Do you want to do more?
Let's hit this one with tan.
Right here?
Because I just threw that on there.
Okay. This one? Which one?
This one.
This one. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see these, we'll do the other side differently.
Yeah. That's working good.
All right. I wasn't consistent in my tan green. We'll do better on this one. We'll do tan on the top, green on the bottom. And then we'll camouflage it.
Now they're going to look funny side to side.
You don't care.
How am I supposed to shoot at people when they're laughing at my magazine?
That's right. They won't be able to see them. Remember, it's effectively camo as soon as we did it the first time. All right. Whoa, is that black?
It's super dark
that's
OD.
too dark. Oh yeah, we forgot to get your light, didn't we?
I'll get it.
All right. All right, these we're just going to do one spray. So we're going to spray the tops dark green and the bottoms tan, and everything should turn out lovely. Can you get that? Needs to be painted. Yeah. Whatever, just a color. And then you'll just paint that dark. All right, so we're going to paint the tops dark and the bottoms light. Oh, there's this one there. Tops dark, bottoms light. That's too much. Let you paint the light. I think these are gonna look nicer. Hoo-yah! Love living in the country. Maybe that was that turkey I heard earlier.
That was a big boom.
Yeah, it didn't probably sound like a shotgun. All right, those look better. All right, that's how easy it is. It took us longer because we were filming, but you too can get out there and paint your evil black rifle. So it's no longer an evil black rifle. It's now a sexy camo rifle. There you go. All right, there you go. Now your evil black rifle is a sexy camo rifle. It's easy to do, it's cheap, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time. It took us longer to do this just because we were filming it than anything else. Something else, this isn't really dry yet. It takes about 24 to 48 hours for it to get set up. If you went running around the woods right now, you'd get all kinds of scratches on it. Not that it would affect your camo, but you know, it would reduce the cool factor. All right, that's it. I'll see you out there.